Hi, this is Marie, your marker pop colorist, and we're going to be using Unforgettable by W+9. I'm going to show you how you can stretch your stamps by masking your images. I'm going to stamp my images and a couple extra for a mask. I'm using a post-it label for my mask. And as you can see, the stamp that I used first becomes in the foreground, and then as I mask that and stamp on top or overlapping, that will go into the background. I'm going to repeat the process with my third balloon. So there you will have one in front when you peel off your mask and two behind. You will have some overlapping, and we want to look and see how to color that transparent. You can also save your little masks for the future. Just attach them to your stamp set and you'll have them ready when you need it. We're going to take some BG000 and apply a base coat. I often find that balloons on the very top and the very bottom tend to be a little bit thicker in appearance. And so I'm going to make my shadows a little bit darker up there. Just a little heavier at the very top and the very bottom. Just checking with my light source guide, making sure I wanted to see where my highlights were going to be. They'll be from your upper left-hand corner. So we'll now put that shadow in on the bottom part and the very top. You want to still have dimension even though you're going to be going for transparency. Now we're going to just flick out, blend out a little bit with our highlight color, BG0000. Just blending, getting a nice blend in there. Now we're going to take our Copic V0000 and we're sketching where that balloon would normally be behind the other one, because you're going to want it to be able to be seen right through that transparent balloon. Can you just imagine all those balloons out there that are transparent and being able to see balloons behind balloons? And you don't have to limit this technique for just balloons. Any transparent object, whether it's glass or fabric, just about anything that has a transparency to it, wings, whatever, you can try this technique with. We're using our shadow again, particularly on the bottom and the top to get that dimension, some on the side, making it cylindrical. And now we're applying our very darkest color, our V12, our very darkest shadow, and then we'll just blend out with our midtone and our highlight. Flicking really gently. Trying to get a really smooth blend there. And don't be afraid to go over and color over on top of the other balloon. You're going to want your violet to show through. And again, blending just a little bit. Now we're going to work on our RV color. And again, just coloring where the rest of that balloon would be, making it a complete circle. I'm just kind of leaving a little bit of white space where I'll have some highlight. Just flicking really gently. You don't really have to press hard on your nibs. Keep the touch light. Now I'm doing my RV21, putting it where I would have some shadow. Flicking ever so gently, blending out with my mid-tone. And then you're going to flick with your highlight. Again, reserving a little kind of a shine there where the light's going to be hitting that for reflective light. And again, coloring over where that transparent balloon is going to be. Now you can take a multiliner if you'd like and just kind of extend your little lines down from where the balloon is. I always use a lot of multiliner when I'm using my images to darken or enhance my stamping. I'm using a 0.03. That's my favorite width. It's very, very fine. And there you have it. I finished stamping the rest of my sentiment up there. And I'm going to just quickly color in this little elephant using a very cool gray, my sea tones, establishing my base coat. I love his adorable little face. Now we're going to take our mid-tone and map out where we want to have our shadows, our C1. I'm just mapping any area that has some shadow, not getting that direct light source under the chin, kind of around the edges of the head to get that cylindrical look, and in back of the little legs and the side of the body. Again, turning a flat image into a dimensional image. Then you take your mid-tone and you just flick out with that toward your highlight. With my C1, I'm using a very cool gray for my little elephant. And then we're blending out with our highlight. Just again flicking, getting a smooth color. We're going to ground our image with a yellow green 1-1 and a hint of shadow with a W1, and then I'm texturizing with my colorless blender. I'm going to add some whimsical background, just using the colors I used for my balloons. Just some dots, just to add a little bit of fun to that background. Make it really look like a celebration. So isn't he just adorable? We're going to take some opaque white ink. I love this stuff. I always have trouble with my opaque white pens clogging or not really having the ink flow really well. I've tried everything, including, you know, touching my skin with it and having it pick up the oil from the skin, but this always works for me. I like to apply it with a brush usually, and it gives a really beautiful finish. And there you are. There's so many other cute little images also in this stamp set, so if you haven't picked up Unforgettable, you may want to do that. And again, it's by W+9. I also have another one which I was going to do, but I didn't have a chance to color it up, but it is by Wild Rose Studio. And this is just the cutest image. It's a clear stamp, and it's called Bella in Car. And if you look at the front of it, you can just see all those balloons. You could have fun coloring and trying to figure out, when you have a transparent balloon, which color you're going to be seeing reflected through the transparency. So I think you could have a lot of fun with that one. So give it a try. I would love to see some of your cards you've created. If you like the video, I hope you give it a thumbs up, that you subscribe, and that you come back often.